That was rude.
I say, ASOS,
That was
you're a good pot. What a fine pot you will be.
that was rude.
So here's what King usually says. Welcome back to All Sorts of Sports.
He hurt my feelings.
Yeah, everybody knows that y'all fucking poverty-stricken cameras.
Listen, this is a 2019 MacBook Pro. If this is all they have at Apple, then this is all they fucking have at Apple.
This is
I
a
don't know what the fuck to say.
2017.
Actually, 2020,
iMac.
I think. Actually, 2020. But still, even then, it's not my fucking fault.
All right. They didn't come here to talk about cameras.
I've got a busted used Ryan gave me for free because they had too many ThinkPads. So I'm gonna hear your shit.
No, but that's not the camera you're using.
Valid, but I'm just saying you can upgrade your shit. Upgrade your shit. Can you imagine what would happen with the power of your laptop? Jesus Christ.
I could have just sold that ThinkPad and bought a camera, but no, I gave it to you. You're playing an ass.
Yours isn't bad. Yours is pretty good. You have the second best camera setup easily.
But it's like,
I feel like that's
Ryan's is like fine. I mean, I don't know. It's like you had like yours is just like you're not fucking Christopher Nolan over there. Like you're not. You're not fucking.
Hold on. I could be.
All right, let's go.
We already started, but like, do we got to start again? Like,
let's go. What the fuck are you starting over?
All right, so we're here to talk about Deshaun Watson to start off, and a bunch of other sports. But the Deshaun Watson verdict for his suspension came in at 6 games. I forget the woman's name. They used it. The NFL used it.
Sue Robinson.
Judge Sue L. Robinson.
Sue Robinson gave him 6 games, and I would like to add with the caveat that they gave her 4 or 5 of the 24 cases to look at. And so she only used those, and she used it in relation to the NFL's personal/player conduct policy. And so that was like her reason for a ruling and all that good stuff. She gave him 6 games. The NFL has decided to appeal. And just earlier today, Roger Goodell like basically appointed a new arbitrator. I forget the new guy's name.
Peter Harvey.
There you go. You're such a lawyer.
Former federal prosecutor.
Yes.
Former AG of New Jersey, I believe.
Yep.
Super well respected as far like in the attorney world.
What law firm pays him now?
That's a very good question.
While you find that,
I feel like KDot knows the answer.
I just want to add that Goodell could have appointed himself, but he said he wanted to appoint the other guy because
Peter Harvey.
It will be a quicker process and all that good stuff. So I want to start with basically what was your let's start off with first. What was your initial reaction to the 6-game suspension? I know myself and maybe Ryan kind of predicted this, but what were you guys' thoughts? So I'll start with KDot.
I looked back at the episode. Ryan, you predicted 2 games. I think is what I thought he'd get no games. I didn't really hear anybody else throw numbers out when I was doing a re-listen because I got into a real big debate with my friend Brendan, who's been on the pod. So my initial thought was, look at them. They were able to put the onus on someone else to make this decision and get a kind of skate on by without having to do anything tough again because the NFL, right? And my friend Brendan, he kind of pushed back where I was thinking all of it was a conspiracy. In the sense of like the league knew from the get-go what it is that they wanted out of this entire thing. I'm not completely letting go of that narrative, knowing that Roger Goodell at any point in time could say what it is that the penalty is going to be and basically serve everybody. So, I mean, he gets to continue doing, but going out and being public and appealing it, knowing that the word is that he's looking for that full season suspension, it looks like, for Deshaun, makes it so that, I think that the league is doing as best they can to be fair about this, and fairness being this really weird kind of terminology when it comes to this particular situation, because I don't think anything has really been fair as far as it goes. But no, it's I don't know. I don't really know what to make of it until it all gets done. Like, I don't know what the NFLPA does after this. It's still just such a moving situation. I just don't know what really to make of it until I get all the news about it complete.
Yeah, I would have to agree with that. I think the biggest thing to take out of this is that Goodell he knew that he was not going to be able to do it himself, which is good, I think. But my understanding is that for the appeal, they got to find that Judge Robinson made a mistake in her evaluation.
Okay.
And her evaluation was basically that it did not rise to violent conduct, which there have been different precedent. This is just it's nonviolent conduct, and the precedent was 6 games. And so that's why she said that she gave him 6, I think. I think Zeke's was 6, right?
Zeke was 6.
And this is the arbitrator that was sat on Zeke's panel. So I'd have to assume, because I know the NFL, that this isn't moving at all. But maybe just because the pressure from outside sources, it may end up being somewhere between 6 games and that full season mark. But he's 6 games, that 7th game's the divisional game. The NFL loves that revenue, man.
It's an automatic loss for them.
NFL loves that revenue.
Automatic loss for them.
But I mean,
have you looked at the
decision.
Just as a quick aside, their first 6 games, easy as hell. They can legitimately go 3-3 without Deshaun. Like, legitimately.
Imagine if they traded for Jimmy G.
They should. They should.
All right. So my first impression was way too short of a suspension. Like, it's ridiculous. This is stupid. Also, the fact that, like, a guy on Twitter, Ronnie, Jim and Subs, he predicted that they were going to give him like this number, but Goodell was going to appeal and make it indefinite. And I kind of think that's where it's going, indefinite, but it's going to be like a year.
Here's why I don't think they can do that, because the rest of the precedent that people are looking at are precedents where there were criminal charges, criminal convictions. Here there are none, right?
What happened with Adrian Peterson? I don't know if there's kind of the.
That was still charged. He was still charged.
He was charged. Yeah,
okay.
Formally
I didn't
charged.
Know. Charged.
Okay, that makes
sense. They
sense.
don't have that here, and so I think the issue is where there's smoke, there's fire. There's a fuck ton of smoke here, right?
Yep.
But there's no criminal charges. There's no criminal convictions, and a lot of them settled. I think almost all of them settled.
And to the original arbitrator's point, no violence, allegedly. But it also, I will say, and I wanted to, I guess I want you guys' opinions on this because somebody tweeted this and I was like, that's fair. No case of sexual assault isn't violent. Somebody said,
yeah,
somebody said that.
The word assault is in there.
But assault.
I could assault you, James, if I glide my hand down your booty. You could say that's sexual assault. So
don't touch me.
But James likes it.
It's a loose term.
So battery is the.
I'm not.
And what was he wearing?
I'm not.
Battery is
that.
like the punching.
I'm not.
Assault is just any unwanted touching. So the battery is like the physical punching and beating the shit out of somebody. That's a battery.
Right.
Assault is just an unwanted touching. So
yes,
theoretically, if somebody passes you on the street and rubs your shoulder the wrong way,
if somebody touches me like this and I didn't want it, hey,
that's an assault.
Yeah, you're starting into the semantics as far as the violence thing.
But I think they put a woman. There was a woman arbitrator, right?
Yep.
That is exactly who you want. You want that perspective. And I'm not saying she got it right, but I'm saying what she did is look at what she had in front of her and the precedent set. And she's like, this doesn't rise to what has previously been considered violent conduct.
Based on the limited information she had.
Well,
and see, to be fair, I'll be fair in the sense that if we're comparing it to previous situations such as Zeke, didn't Zeke hit a woman? I believe I'm right. He hit a woman, right? So we're saying that if you hit a woman, it is the equivalent to a man ordering paying for, buying, requesting several 20, 30 plus massage therapists to come in and then be sexually inappropriate with them, sexually assault them. In some cases, that wasn't in all cases, but in some cases, sexually assault them, and also just unwanted touching, thrust in the air, inappropriate masturbation, just being. You're saying that
indecent exposure.
If let's just say Ray Rice, if I punch my wife right now, if I punch my wife, knock her ass out, take her up to the elevator in the room, and we good. That's the equivalent to what Deshaun did.
That's crazy. So,
like, my thing with that is, so the previous precedent though wasn't actually correct, right? I think we can all agree with like that, right? Like Zeke probably should have got 12 games, maybe. I don't know. Like Ray Rice,
it was a low bar to start with, right?
So
Ray Rice's career was just ended.
Right, it was. But so, for example, let's say Zeke should. What do you think Zeke should have got, James? Just give me a number.
Well, I don't know exactly what Zeke did. Like,
I remember the video.
So there was a video. Okay.
But basically,
but you see that right there is kind of the thing. If there was a video of all this shit that Deshaun did, he might be done forever.
I think that's true too. I think visual evidence like changes things for people,
and that kind of sucks.
I agree with you.
No matter what it happened.
I agree with you. I 100% agree with you. But let's just say, all right. So for example, let's just say there was no video, but we are completely 100% aware that Zeke knocked a woman out in a bar, and he was just like, she was being rude, but like he just knocked her ass out, and just with one punch, boom, she down, and he looked at her and walked away. What is the type of suspension you would delegate for that?
Hang on, I want to make sure we get the Zeke accusation and what happened with him correct. So I'm going to read this off.
Okay,
thank you.
On August 11, 2007, he was suspended the NFL suspended Elliott for the first 6 games of the 2017 season for violating personal conduct, stemmed from accusations of domestic violence against his ex-girlfriend on 5 occasions in 2016. NFL officials conducted a year-long investigation into the allegations, and though Elliott was never criminally charged, decided to suspend him. So it was 5 occasions of domestic violence. They don't get into detail on what that was. In 2016, no criminal charges whatsoever. 6-game suspension after a year-long investigation.
With that information, do you think, James, that it is equivalent to what Deshaun did? That's what I'm asking you now, and I'm asking that to all of you. But I want to start with James.
But I can't equivalate like hitting a woman to like it's 2 different things.
No, you can. No, that's what I'm saying. No, I agree with you.
It's all bad.
I know what you're saying, James.
I know, but I'm saying it's all bad, right?
But right.
And so Zeke should have got more.
The president was 6 for that,
and that president is wrong, like you said.
And it's wrong. So would you
guess what?
That?
Here's the new one.
Right. So okay, right. So this is why I'm asking this question, because if you think the punishment for what Zeke did equals 6 games, and if you think Deshaun equals 6 games, then we would agree that okay, so that's fine, right? But essentially, what I'm trying to say is, so I think Zeke probably should have got a year. I think Zeke should probably got a year.
Can I cut through here just tell you what I think, and just after I get my point out, I think everybody needs to address what I say.
Yeah.
Can I do this? If we're being really real about it, none of these situations should involve the NFL suspending anybody. It's stuff that happened off the field. And the thing the stuff that happens off the field is that is up to the contract, it's up to the team to decide whether or not they want to deliver a contract to said person to play the sport, as long as it's not anything that affects the competitive balance. Now, where it comes in as far as the punishment goes is up to people like us that watch the product. If we have a problem with the fact that somebody's playing that we don't think morally should be allowed to be playing, do you know what we get to decide to do? Turn the fucking TV off. None of us care that much. And that's the thing. This is the society in which we're in.
Anything.
Exactly. So at the end of the day, all of this bullshit, as far as everybody should, the league should do this and any other. Half the goddamn league was trying to get Deshaun Watson. Half the teams in this fucking league were trying to get Deshaun Watson.
Half the fan bases too.
Half the fan bases wanted Deshaun on their team. Right now, everybody's hemming and hawing out this bullshit. There were no criminal charges. You might feel a certain way about it, and if you do, don't watch the product. That's how you solve it. That's exactly how you solve it. But we won't do that.
Yeah, we won't do that with anything. But yeah, so
why is it up to the league?
I'm saying like the country as a whole won't do that.
No, you're right. Absolutely right.
The world.
I mean, it's also it's in their player contract agreement, right? So, I mean, they've signed on to a contract that says if I do something that violates X, Y, Z, then it is your job to then reprimand me. That's what they signed on to,
right? But
a collective bargaining agreement.
But anyone looking for fairness in a system like that,
I think the point's well taken. I think the point's well taken that James had is we don't like the previous precedent, right? Precedents are set and then you set a new one. I would not be surprised. I would not be surprised if it stays at 6 games, but I would also not be surprised if they come to some happy medium between 6 games and the 1 year suspension. That's
essentially where I was trying to go, because I agree. Because it's like okay, so we agreed that Zeke maybe should have got 8, 10, 12, maybe a year, whatever. So the new precedent is saying that. So now, if you do what Deshaun did, you're the equivalent. That's 6 games. That's going to get you 6. So maybe now, if you do what Zeke did, you'll get a year, or you'll get, you know what I'm saying? You'll get more time. That's what I think they're trying to go for.
But here's the issue. Deshaun's camp has already been saying like, hey, we didn't do anything wrong. So they want to appeal the 6.
I get that. That's I don't give a fuck about that though.
12.
That's what
they're supposed to.
But I think that if you set the precedent by saying
there's no happy medium, like
this is apples, but you could say that here's we're kind of apples and oranging here, where we're setting a new precedent for 9, and we can evaluate every single scenario differently, right? So the precedent that's been set now is that we can set new precedent. Right. So we can evaluate what you've done individually, which I think is probably something they should do. And that's the whole point of having an independent arbitrator, is they can look at it through a lens outside of the sport, outside of the NFL.
Outside of the legal system?
No, within the legal system. So you can set new precedent, and that precedent becomes precedent.
Let's say LaShawn Batson becomes a top NFL player that decides he's going to sexually harass or assault 30 massage therapists, and there are 5 actual criminal complaints that come up in that. Is the precedent because of the fact that there was a criminal complaint what does the suspension mean that? I'm thinking that
complaint get thrown out?
Huh? No, he gets charged.
Sean was charged.
He does time.
Okay.
Let's say LaShawn does time.
That's different. That's different.
What I'm saying is that right now, what people are doing are trying to pick an arbitrary number that makes them feel morally okay about the situation. I think that to me is where, like, I don't understand the argument right now by anybody arguing the semantics of how many games this dude should get when we already know the way the contract language is spelled out. If he gets suspended for the 6 games, what does he lose? $300,000 of the how many hundreds of millions of dollars the contract is?
I don't disagree.
What does it matter?
I don't.
Everything
it does
is
matter.
next year.
It does matter, and I usually don't give a fuck about these situations. I'm gonna be honest with you. I agree with you. With your previous point, what you just said. Like, here's my thing. So the precedent is, it changes like how we move going forward is my thing, right? So essentially, what I'm saying is, if there's another Ray Rice situation, right? The previous precedent for a Ray Rice situation, there wasn't one. There wasn't one, because I don't know how many iterations of a football player punching his wife on video that we had. We didn't have much. There wasn't. It wasn't there, and so they were just
the key thing was the video.
The Ravens decided to release him, and then he just got blackballed because it was a bad look for the NFL at that time. And so what I'm saying now is the difference is once that happened, it was like, hey, Kareem Hunt, we got to do what the Ravens did, even though yours wasn't necessarily the same. We're just gonna do with that. We're just gonna do the same thing and just release you. And then, but like the Browns were like, well, you know, it wasn't. I mean, I guess.
Look at the theme here. You went to Cleveland.
So like the Ray Rice situation, Ray Rice gets criminally charged. He gets the charges dropped because he agrees to go to
marries his wife.
No, because
his girlfriend,
he had to go to there was that, and then he had to go to court supervised counseling, which they took in lieu of
you get to punch your wife or a husband once. That's the law.
Your future wife, because they weren't married at the time.
My thing is that we look. I think we're looking in a business and an entertainment standpoint for moral goodness in a situation where we can't. And that's the thing. As long to me, if you're affecting what's happening on the field, let's say that Deshaun Watson got charged, he had to serve jail time, and he missed games because of something he did off the field. Suspend his ass, because there was no reason for you to be missing game time because of something you did off the field. And I know that sounds like fucked up in the sense of like we should be the arbiters of this, that, and the other, but that's what the criminal justice system is for. And if they didn't charge him and he's not doing any jail time and he paid the civil suits that all of these victims settled on, what are we talking about other than trying to make ourselves feel better?
I mean, do you remember Michael Vick went to jail for 2 years, came back, served a 5-game suspension?
How many white women don't want him scrubbed from the league's history? So I'm just saying, like, what are we looking at? If you do your time, you did your time.
Yeah, that's your penance to society. That's the whole.
That's the penance, right? That he missed time because he was in jail.
I will be very interested to see where this is at in 6 months, because we are not even close to the end of this. Not even fucking close. I think the Browns should strap in for a very interesting season at quarterback.
You know, the only thing that pisses me off more than anything else other than this entire situation is knowing how, like, to me, when I look back, I look at Josh Gordon being like, man, your policies are so fucked. And the way that you guys treat people or you punish people for what it is that we all just sort of kind of agree on what we think is the moral compass that the players should keep. Fame career. It's ridiculous to me. Like, I look at shit like that, I'm like, Hall of Famer. Did it affect his play on the field in a way in which gave him a competitive advantage? Nope. Or made him... No, then shut the fuck up.
Same thing with Martavis Bryant.
Yeah, and Lawrence Taylor was doing coke on the goddamn sidelines.
Hey, that is a different drug entirely, and you know it.
Right. One's a performance enhancer in the kind of football space.
Listen, I was going to say, like, I don't know, man. It's hard. Like, you got to do coke. Like, he still got to read the defense. Like, you know what I mean?
No, he wasn't. That motherfucker
read the offense.
No, Lawrence Taylor, when you watch those clips, he's not reading shit. He feels it. He did so much coke. He was in. He's in a different plane. You know, like when in Doctor Strange, when Tilda Swinton's bald ass pushes you, like that's what Lawrence Taylor's doing on the field. The coke brought him to that level.
When I think about the best players like that were on drugs while they were playing, Lawrence Taylor might be number 2 for me.
Who's number 1? What Raiders number 1?
No, Maradona.
Oh, right.
Oh yeah, that man is one of the best ever to do it, and he was
that celebration
the whole time.
That celebration he ran to the camera, you could tell he was high as fuck.
Listen,
rest in peace.
This is an aside, but when I played basketball in high school, a couple of players used to get high before practice. And it was just like, I just used to wonder, like, as somebody, I wasn't getting high then. I probably didn't, like, ever get high until, like, past 20 or some shit. But, like, I saw, like, realizing, like, what getting high does to you and that they used to practice and, like, make shots and still look, like, somewhat normal doing that. Like,
this is all PG County.
I'm high right now, and it hurts that I have to move my hand to grab my sun kiss. No, I don't want to do anything. Right?
Like, everybody was high in PG County, especially like during football. Like we were drunk, it didn't matter. We still whooped ass too.
Couple shots of Henny. Peace mode.
Yeah. All right. So what's next?
The Miami Dolphins. So this hurt my heart.
It makes my heart smile.
How did it hurt your heart?
So, Brian Flores' allegations were essentially proved true, but the NFL made light of them.
Yep.
Black man, you're just taking things entirely too seriously.
Brian,
he was joking.
They were like, Oh, he was joking.
Do you not understand a joke, Brian?
He was joking.
Expletive. You are taking these
Everything
things
else.
entirely seriously.
Everything else was real.
Like, everything.
But this was a joke.
Listen. The contact that they had with Tom Brady when he was with the Patriots, when he was with the Bucks, that is very serious. But when he said, "I'll pay you $100,000 to lose each of these games,"
He's hearing thunder.
God damn. Y'all ain't hear that?
I mean,
This city just got ass fucked.
Nah, but fam, like that shit was like I saw it and then I heard it immediately.
Yeah, no, it's right on top of you. It's been all over. Yeah.
Oh,
It's called a storm.
Well, the shit's never that close to me, fucker. I can usually count 3 to 4 fucking seconds. Like this time it was here.
Let me tell you, when you can't count, it's because it's there. Come back next week for more science with Ryan.
Hey, yo,
Mr. Wizardhead looking at
that. Hey, yo, I'm about to leave, fam. I'm about to leave.
Oh, you want to get off?
Like, bro, listen. You know when when the thunderstorm comes, you like turn off the lights and shit. I got all this shit working. I'm about to leave.
This was his plan. He was like, "Oh, Raiders start at 8."
Fuck yeah, I'm out.
Bro, you don't know all the shit I had to do to get here on time. So fuck you.
I think the funniest thing to think of when it comes to this story is that an inadvertent text from the head coach from the Patriots,
Billy Belichick,
that had nothing to do with Miami.
Chestnut checkers, bitches.
Ended with a division rival losing first-round picks.
There's only one first-round pick and a third-round pick.
Right, but had that not happened, none of the dominoes would have fallen in line for this to have happened. And he's probably sitting there
playing the long game.
He's been planning this for years.
I said that day one. Belichick, his doing.
Look, the situation it resolved itself in the right way for the wrong reasons. I think the Dolphins should have been punished. I think the suspension should have come, but for a different reason. This wasn't tampering.
Do you think the suspension is warrant like hey, the owner got 6 games and $1.5 million fine?
Yeah, I mean it's. I think that's okay. I think because it hurts his team, right? It hurts his fan base, and that his team is his company. So fuck you.
No, I'm talking about James.
James over there like a little kid praying that the lightning don't hit him.
Bro, he's so scared.
He making good with God. God, if I get through this pod right now, I swear I'll change.
He's like, you don't strike my home.
My guy.
I'll go to church on Sunday. I promise. I ain't doing no wrong in this bachelor party this weekend.
Here, but if it wasn't a pod, nigga, I'd be.
Jamie be in the bathtub with all the electronics on the other side.
Nah, fam, I'll be in the basement.
God, I won't touch one.
I won't be in the basement.
I'll never masturbate again.
Nah.
I will never spill a seed. You saved my life.
You can't say.
Lord, please, I want to stay loaded all the time. Just Miami Dolphins. Look, this goes back to
it's always something, fam. Like now it's just like me being scared of lightning. So fuck all y'all. People are scared of this shit.
No, I walked downstairs. I walked downstairs earlier.
I'm already in a basement.
No, I should pot in the fucking basement.
The Miami Dolphins situation, as far as the tamper and everything. Yeah, I mean, it kind of goes back to my not quite, but sort of the Deshaun Watson thing. Where like, who gives a fuck? I like seeing the owners getting punished for shit that they're doing. But like I've said numerous times in this podcast, the NFL and Roger Goodell only exist to keep the owners from hurting themselves and each other. Because if left up to their own devices, they'd just be trying to fuck each other left and right the entire time. So anytime that they're doing something as far as tampering where the owners themselves are involved, you've got to bring the hammer down. You absolutely have to.
They're get everybody loaded.
It's just keeping billionaires in check. Because if Goodell in the league didn't exist, they would just be the worst. They'd be worse than they are already.
Yeah.
Which is hard to believe.
Well, I mean, my owner, who we coined a new phrase for him.
Don't say he's your owner.
Yeah, don't do that. That made me
my
uncomfortable.
team's owner,
There you go.
the team that I root for when it comes to professional football, from my hometown. Those I'm not referring to him by his name anymore. His new name is Yacht Bitch, and I will only call him Yacht Bitch.
So YB?
YB, Yacht Bitch. Make a t-shirt.
NFL YB?
NFL YB. That's amazing.
I like it. I'll approve it. Yeah, I mean, they won't come down on him at all, and it's kind of wild. Although maybe they will.
I will say this: the Yacht Bitch's yacht technique worked.
Dude, I hate how he is like an evil genius. He is pulling all this, like he's just above it all, just pulling strings. It makes me so angry. I'm so glad I'm not associated with that anymore.
Yeah.
Got a shiver going down my goddamn spine.
He should. He should. That is God touching you like, hey, stop it.
It's the same thing I said about the Deshaun stuff when I talk about fans and what piece of shit. How many times have I come on here and told you what a piece of shit I am?
That's your guardian angel slapping the shit out of you.
Something's wrong with me mentally. Okay,
you're kind of paying for it now
sickness.
Because you're a Nats fan too, right?
Shut the fuck up.
If we want to transition,
no,
it'd be a great transition. I was trying to hold.
God, let lightning strike this man.
This is a great transition, so we're going to transition here. All right, so I want James or Ryan to give me the details. KDot, you can start off this topic.
Ryan's the baseball guy.
I don't have.
So I was at the Nats game on Monday. They were playing the New York Metropolitans, right?
Okay,
and they got shellacked.
Oh,
right.
Yeah.
Juan Soto was out there in right field.
Okay.
He hit a home run. It was wonderful. Was clearly their best player. First base, Josh Bell, one of the best first basemen in the league, hitting for average. Fantastic player. By the time I got to the Washington Nationals versus New York Metropolitans game on Tuesday, I looked out in right field and I said, well, that's not Juan Soto. And I looked at first base and I said, well, that's not Joshua Bell. Because they got traded for fucking peanuts to the San Diego Padres.
Ooh.
We beat y'all bitches without Los
Angeles. Not even Los Angeles.
Well, the San Diego Padres are going for it because they I will say the Nats did get Mackenzie Gore and they got Robert Hassel, two very good players. Still prospects in my mind, but very good players. But you don't trade a generational talent like Juan Soto is trajectory Hall of Fame. Not even a question. And you don't trade trajectory Hall of Fame for anything. That's why Mike Trout is rotting at the Angels, because he's Hall of Fame talent. And they're not morons. They realize what they have, and they're like, we're holding you until we burn. And the Nats
Same
were
thing
like,
with Ohtani.
I think Ohtani's going to be gone, but that's a different thing. Mm-hmm. I can believe that it happened, but I also can't believe that it happened. And Juan Soto is quoted saying, I didn't think they were going to do it. But I guarantee you he is so thrilled. He got traded to San Diego. Have you been to San Diego?
It's like 70.
Fucking Mykonos. It is fucking 70 degrees. There's no traffic because it's not fucking LA. It's just fucking wineries and tits fucking everywhere. You're a 23-year-old. Holy shit. What? Like, I would.
How far is Tijuana? Tijuana's not far.
Not fucking far. You can hop on a boat. You can hop on a yacht and just get down there in 30 minutes. Dude, I mean, I'm really happy for Soto. Like, aside from the fact that I don't get to see him play 14 times a year now, which kind of sucks. But I'm super happy for him because he's on a team that has a super decent chance of winning some stuff.
I'm not happy for him.
What?
We're gonna be shit forever now.
Oh no, you clearly haven't seen the Padres. The Padres are there. They will shoot themselves in the foot. It's fine. They have a chance. I said they have
the Dodgers.
They have a chance to win. I didn't say they're going to.
Nah, I mean, I think it's between y'all, the Dodgers, and the Padres. And the Yankees, but
and Atlanta.
My team.
True. No, that's not your team.
I go get my Alex Rodriguez jersey. Right
Can you say his name right?
Yeah,
Aaron Hernandez. Wait, you have an Aaron Hernandez jersey? I need to put that one up next to OJ.
I do. I'll add it to your collection.
Thank you.
I have Ray Caruth as well, but I'm holding on to that one.
I realized that the Nats they won their World Series off building, having prospects and building a team off that, and I feel like they think they can do it again for cheap, and maybe they can. I could 2 years from now, I could be.
I don't think the owners are thinking about none of that shit.
I really think they are. They're trying to sell the team for cheap, and now that they have a lot of loaded talent that's coming in on the rookie level, they won't have to pay them a whole lot of money. So you're like, here's the keys to a team where you have an okay chance of winning for not that much money, and you can then make all the changes you want instead of, hey, we locked Juan Soto down for 10 years, $690 million. You're going to have to pay him. So I think that was the idea. But I
mean, it's nice to have a superstar than not have one.
Right. But he is going to be the most expensive superstar. That's like, he is, yeah.
I mean, I'm with that.
But also, let's not forget, he's only under contract for another year. So he could be in San Diego for one more year, and the Nats could be sold, and they could give him $800 million. He'd be right back in DC.
All right. So do you think he's going to sign with the Padres, though?
Oh, fuck yeah. Have you been to San Diego?
Exactly. So
a whale's vagina.
The Nats have no chance of getting him back.
Nope, not one fuck. Like, he'll be there for 2 days and be like, oh, this is why Kawhi drives 2 hours a day to get to practice? Oh, I get it. I get it.
Okay.
Hey, do you want to say anything about it? Hey, Doc?
When you were there on Tuesday, we beat y'all without Soto, you bitch ass Matt.
You guys lost 2 of 3. It's okay.
Yeah, we're gonna lose the series. We're a triple digit loss team. That's what we are. Okay.
Over under 104.
Ooh. Over.
I don't know. Yeah.
How many losses do you guys have already?
Enough. 70.
Our baseball team would never.
70. Yeah, hang on. Yeah, we're 36-70.
Damn.
Yeah, we don't have anyone.
Kevin Hart. God damn.
So that's the only thing is like the only thing along the lines of what Ryan was saying that bothers me about this entire thing is that the Lerners bought the team back in 04-05 when they were the Montreal Expos, and they did it for a fucking dirt cheap $250 million from the MLB. It's basically like an auction sale, like a foreclosure. Here, take the fucking Expos, and the amount of games I went to at shitty RFK with fucking concrete falling around all after me while watching a young Ryan Zimmerman play. The good old days. We sucked, but it was like, oh, we got baseball.
Did he retire?
Yeah, last year.
Yeah.
Okay.
Mr. Nat. Look, the Lerners have done everything they possibly can do to put themselves in position to sell this team and make a profit. And that's where I have an issue with it, is that you can see Mike Rizzo, the GM, is a talented motherfucker, and he knows how to build a team. And the thing is, you can see what we did as far as raising those prospects. Juan Soto was integral to that World Series win. Integral to the World Series win that we had. But then you look at the
400.
So what we've usually been doing is you get basically everything except for your pitching you develop, and then you go and you buy your fucking pitching system, which is what we did with Max Scherzer, who's out with the highest paid guy in baseball. Fucking welcome, Mets. But what we did is, like, you look at the team compared to what it is. You look at what the players that are still in this team after we won a World Series 3 years ago, and you can count them on one hand now. It's fucking ridiculous. And it speaks to the fact that the Lerners are just trying to slash as much money as possible so they can profit on this team. Because this team's going to sell for what, $2 billion?
At least.
$1.75 million billion in profit? That's what they're looking at. And that's the only thing they care about at this particular point, which is like, look, I'll forever be grateful that the Lerners were part of bringing baseball back to Washington. I grew up a Yankees fan, never going to be an Orioles fan because fuck Peter Angelos. But it was one of the happiest days of my life when we had baseball coming to town, and I got to root for my own home team. It was fucking dope. But as long as the Lerners are in control, I know that I have an ownership group that does not give two fucks about building a team or two fucks about the fans or two fucks about winning. What they do care about is making it as profitable as possible for this transaction to occur. And until they do and sell this fucking team, I'm over it. And here's the thing. At the end of the day, there's a chance we're never really going to know what this trade really looks like until 3, 4, 5 years down the road. If that, I think there's a good case to be made that we're a better team long term now without Juan Soto. But you still don't get rid of Juan Soto under any circumstances. But it's like I said in the pod. It's like I said in the pod a couple weeks ago. If you're going to have stars like that, you cannot treat the franchise like some mid-tier, small market bullshit team. You got to be willing to spend. It's what the Mets are fucking doing. You build and then you got fucking Stevie fucking B, or the Steve Ballmer's in LA. What's your guys' Cohen? Fucking Cohen. You got Cohen just willing to spend anything at this particular point in time, and it's perfect position. You guys are you're gonna fuck it up, but you're in perfect position.
You're not wrong.
We're Washington, D.C. It's one of the largest markets in the country. There's no reason we need to be a poverty franchise. We should not be acting like we're the fucking team that James has on his hat. We're not them. We're fucking Washington.
Well, we're in the same boat, brother.
Fuck you and Billy Bean can take a fucking dick. Or you make a movie.
Huh? You need them.
Yeah, I did.
You're not spending money. You need them. You muted yourself, bro.
No, I muted him.
Oh, shit.
My favorite part about the movie Moneyball is at the end. You're rooting for him, and they still say he's yet to win a World Series.
Oh, yeah.
So fuck out of here with your bullshit, okay?
Hey, when the next time y'all gonna get one?
We got one. I don't want to hear your shit.
Congratulations.
We did. We got one. So I don't want to hear your shit.
Didn't they?
3. Fuck you, game.
No, I'm saying Oakland got one recently, didn't they?
Yeah. When was recently? When
No,
Oakland got one?
I'm legitimately. I'm stupid. I'm legitimately.
All right.
asking.
So look. Here's the thing.
They do not
knows this.
They do not.
You should know this by now. But I'm from the Bay, right? So I rep both teams. But my team is the Giants. He knows that. And we got 3 recently.
I just said it was the team that your hat was on. That's all I said.
I know. No, and that's a fair thing.
Yeah.
I mean, y'all are both in the same thing right now.
So Oakland doesn't have one recently, but the Giants have 3 recently.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, but Oakland is a poverty franchise, and they deserve to be. We're not. We've never. And look, when we won the World Series,
but
when we won
a turnover.
When we won the World Series, this is the thing. This is the fucked up part about the Learners. When we won the World Series in those years around it, we had a top 5 payroll. They can spend it. They're choosing not to.
Yeah, I think the game is postponed. So we're great.
Oh.
Lightning there.
Wait,
So
there's
that
no
happened.
lightning today. There's no lightning. Doesn't exist.
I just saw him walk off the field.
Yeah, severe weather delay.
Yeah. Oh.
Yeah.
In
all right.
Vegas?
Speaking of lightning,
Jacksonville Jaguars' media people are better than the Raiders. Just throwing it out there.
Yeah.
They're social media people.
Oh yeah. Like we're not that good.
Yeah, that's trash.
Yeah.
Motherfucker they put a cloudy emoji on their tweet.
We did?
Yeah, y'all did. Fucking bums.
Look, listen. All right. I don't like to say this, but the fucking like
and the photo that y'all use is literally somebody took an iPhone 9 and took a picture of the TV and posted it.
We're not talking about it. We still have our best player.
Pete just went.
All right.
Okay, continue.
So look, the fucking Chargers social media team is great. Like, you remember that fucking when they did the schedule release and they had this whole anime trailer?
Oh, well, yeah, we
Denver hired Lewis. I mean, they're getting Lewis Hamilton. We're just not that good right now.
Lewis Hamilton's going to run the social media?
No.
What are we talking about?
Every other team in the division is making moves except us.
Lewis Hamilton got like 0.1% of that team.
But that's 0.1% more than all of us. So he's still an owner. I don't give a shit.
So Hollywood Brown was 100% sober when he was going 85 miles per hour through a fucking school district.
Way over.
What are you guys' thoughts on that?
He's fucking stupid. And I'm tired of people not learning from all the other. Like, there was another fucking speedy receiver that ended his fucking career and ruined his life doing stupid shit like that last year.
It's look, I'm in my mid-30s now. If you gave me a supercar when I was in my mid-20s, I'd be in jail. I swear to God. I mean, and I don't.
A lot of fucking 20-year-olds have
like a
that shit.
$20,000 bump right now, you'd be in jail. So that's not really fair to say.
I think that you just go fast in fast cars, and they just need to learn to slow down. And
Henry Ruggs was driving a fucking Corvette.
Bro, he was in a school zone.
Yeah.
Like at 7:05 in the morning in a school zone.
It's the summer.
So he wasn't in a school zone.
Bro,
yes, he was.
Yes, he was. My fucking cousin just started school.
Oh, Hollywood? He was on the highway. He was on the HOV lanes.
No,
they said he drove.
No, so the from what I understand, the what he got charged with is the equivalent of going a certain amount of miles over in a school zone. It's like in Virginia, if you drive like 10 miles over in a school zone compared to if you're at any point in time 20 miles over the speed limit, they classify it as reckless speeding.
Oh yeah, I know that.
I thought he was on the highway.
Marques Brown arrested on speeding charge after reportedly driving 126 miles per hour.
God damn.
This morning, according to us, booked into the Muslim period before.
KDot, you right.
Is accused of traveling at over 85 miles per hour on a section of highway in North Phoenix. On a section of highway in North Phoenix where the posted speed limit is 65. He was arrested at 7:05 a.m. less than an hour before practice was to begin. In Arizona, a criminal speeding charge can be brought if someone is accused of exceeding the speed limit by more than 20 miles per hour.
Motherfuckers trying to make this seem a lot worse than it is. I'm sorry. Maybe I'm going to take...
No. It's bad.
126?
No, I don't think it's bad. Sorry.
126 in any jurisdiction in Virginia, you're spending at least...
Totally understood. I disagree with the entire speed limit system in America. It's not based on safety. It's based on fuel economy if you actually do your research on it. And beyond that, you have a lot of places around the world, take it Germany in the Autobahn, where tons of sections of the highway have zero speed limit at all. And their traffic fatality rate and accident rate and everything is so much lower than us. Right. Bless you. Speed does not...
You can be upset with the rules.
Germany,
but here's
in town in Germany, you go to jail.
I'm not going to be a hypocrite because if you right now go and Google or you do a judicial criminal search in Ohio. So at the end of the day, to me, always speed doesn't kill. Speeding does not necessarily mean that you're driving unsafe, in my opinion. It's just like if it was in a school zone, absolutely. If the highway was packed full of cars, absolutely. I have no idea what the road conditions were at 7:00 outside of some fucking place in Arizona.
Phoenix.
Fucking Phoenix. Isn't it all fucking desert? So like I don't know.
126 at 7 in the morning when everybody went to work. Was this during the weekend?
Exceeding 35 miles per hour approaching a school zone.
Yeah, he was getting to the school zone.
Yes.
Which means they expect children to be there.
Yes.
On the loop of the 101?
Yeah, you get highway.
He's on a highway, not an interstate. And highways are different from an interstate.
Yeah, no, I get it. What's the speed limit?
They just said it was 65. Right?
So 65. So even if the school zone
is probably 35, 40.
35. 40. So he was approaching the school zone.
Yes.
But if he had slowed down before so he got pulled over before he got to the school zone.
Regardless, yes, but he was approaching.
So just hear me out. If before he got pulled over, he slowed down to 40 miles an hour to go through the school zone, I'm just saying it's almost like Minority Report. I don't really care. And if I'm being completely honest, it's different than driving intoxicated. It's different than doing all those other kind of things. I do understand if I was in his shoes with the money that I have, I would probably get chauffeured a lot of places and I'd probably be on other roads to be able to do that.
Just do the shit on a drag track. It's fucking Arizona.
I kind of get that to a certain degree.
That is an actual thing.
Let me drop it. Lewis Hamilton, now part owner of the Denver Broncos. How many times has he lost his driver's license in Europe?
I don't give a fuck about Lewis Hamilton. We talking about Hollywood Brown.
I'm talking about Hollywood Brown. I'm talking about me. I'm talking about anybody else.
I thought you could speed in Europe and they wouldn't even pull you over. Wasn't that just your point?
Germany? I said Germany.
Allegedly.
I said Germany.
I'm just saying.
No, you can in
It's
Tokyo. Apparently,
right.
if you
Germany hasn't had a good track record.
Hey, you talk about fucking Tokyo drift, bro.
No, but
He's
no,
like,
no, in Tokyo you can do it too.
That
If
car's
you
went
drive at
well
least
over
200
120. We ain't
If
catching
you
him.
drive at least 200, they just
Oh
go
yeah,
with
and he's like, yeah, look, we can't catch him.
So like, I need to know I need to know exactly the way that everything was laid out on the highway before I make a rash judgment. I think in a vacuum, 126 miles an hour, I don't give a fuck because I honestly don't believe that is inherently unsafe.
KDot,
yes, it is.
KDot. Number one, like it's clearly stupid to be doing that, right? All right.
I'm not saying that.
Look. He may be
if
driving,
you hit if you're doing 126 and you hit a fucking wet spot, it's over for you. Like if you just flip one time, it's over. It's over for you. What do you mean? That's an unsafe driving.
That's not true.
Yes,
do
it is
any research.
true.
No, fuck out of here. Do any research you want to do. I'll give you the whole week. I'll give you the whole week. We'll revisit this next week. I'll give you the whole fucking week to look at speed limits, accidents, the reasons they happen, speed limits, and as far as where it is the speeds happen compared to traffic fatalities, and all of that shit. I need a full fucking week to do as much research as you want to. I'll fucking pay for somebody to fucking do research for you. You're going to find a conclusion that's not lined up with what you think. I promise you. This is something I do care about a lot. I drive more than anybody on this podcast, not even close.
No.
Come on, are you fucking kidding me? Do you, I live my life on the road. This is all I care about is fucking driving.
I drive
it's
600 miles a week.
I mean, we're looking at different points of life. Right now, no, you got me beat. There's nobody my age other than a truck driver that has more miles under their belt than me. Period. Even when these fuckers first met me, I was living in my car, basically driving around the entire fucking weekend. I don't know what the fuck you're talking about.
KDot. Was it smart for him to go 126?
If that's what we're asking, if it's smart for him,
I'm just asking.
No, is it smart for him in the position that he's in, being an NFL athlete, to do what it is he did? No.
Is it smart for any of us to do it?
For me to drive 126 miles an hour anywhere?
Yeah.
I think smart, not smart. I think I can do it and be completely fine and safe.
I'm asking if it's smart or not.
We're not asking you if you can.
I don't. But the thing is it's not a matter of being smart or not. I've been
driving fast all my fucking life. That's not the fucking point. I can outdrive you, and I don't give a fuck how many fucking miles you drove.
You can't.
I can outdrive you.
You can't.
And that's not the point.
You can't.
This is not turning to the.
I bet you I can.
I bet you can't. Motherfucker, watch Tokyo Drift too many goddamn times and think you got something. But there's motherfucker watch Tokyo Drift too many times and think you got something.
I don't even like that fucking movie. That's not the point.
I know you don't want to drop a Tokyo because you love the movie for some reason. So look, at the end of the day, all I'm saying is that if you know what you're doing and if you have the proper car and the equipment to do so, if the road conditions are fine to do so, I do not find it inherently unsafe to drive 120 miles an hour.
So what are the proper road conditions, like not having any other cars on the road? We don't know.
Yeah, of course. So that's where I go down to. Is that like if we came back on the situation, look, and what did I say at the beginning of this? If we looked at the road conditions, what did I say? What did I say at the beginning? If I look at the road conditions and there are a lot of cars on the road, if I see that if he was going through a school zone, if he was going through a place where there were pedestrians, if he was going through any of that stuff, I completely look at it and say, all right, if there were guys in the left lane, if there was all kinds of things, I can completely see you being unsafe. You can be unsafe doing 30 miles an hour.
That's got nothing to do with nothing.
I know.
It's whether or not you're being safe or unsafe. My thought process is 126 miles an hour. If you are in the proper car and it is dry outside, it is not inherently dangerous. And you can go to Germany and figure out why it is that they have much less.
Right.
You can figure out why it is that almost every country that has less laws as far as speed. We'll do that. In America, I'll even give you this. This is the furthest I'll go with it. Okay. In America overall, you will rarely be in a situation where it is inherently safe to go 126 miles an hour. Because of other drivers, because of the fact the lack of training, of the fact I will give you that.
That's my only point, really. Because
I get, if I'm outside,
let's say he practiced, right, and he did that, and he practiced like he lives on the track, right? So he does track weekend before, like during the off season all the time. Cool. So like he's used to it, right? I'm not. if somebody next to me is driving 126 and flies right past me, like, you know, when people like shake the wheel, like somebody just speeds and you don't expect it.
Yeah, and it's the same reason.
Cause an accident.
You drive in PG County. Every time it fucking rains, how many people do we see have with their hazards on because they don't know what they're doing? So I'm like, I get that part of it.
Same thing about
I'm saying that my point is my point came is inherently, just like in a vacuum, right? Speeding itself to me is not unsafe. That being said, a lot of different scenarios and situations can appear in which you can be doing extremely unsafe things while speeding, right? I'm saying the Hollywood Brown situation, all I saw was that he's on a freeway or a highway of some sort, right? Where the speed limit is 60 something. I don't know what the traffic conditions were. I don't know what the deal is. They keep talking about the school zone, but he wasn't at the school zone yet, right? So unless the speed limit changed, it didn't do it. So like, it seems as though they're trying to make it a bigger deal than it is. Maybe they're trying to make it a bigger deal because there's a lot of cars on the road. I don't know. I'm just saying I don't have enough information.
Henry Ruggs?
I'm not going to go with it. If you blow, like if your blood alcohol content is above a certain extent, or if it's anything really, I look at that and saying that's unsafe regardless of what you're doing.
Fair.
Right? So like that's open and shut to me. But if you're speeding, I got to know more. I'm in Baltimore. You see a motherfucker go 80 miles an hour down Lock Raven when it's a residential fucking area and the roads are shit. I'm looking at you like, what the fuck is wrong with you?
But at the end of the day, we all agree on the basic thing. Him is fucking stupid. Like for him to do that is stupid. Like
him in his position, I think that's agreed.
As a fucking NFL receiver, right?
Yeah, why would you fuck up that bag?
Like, especially, it's not like you don't have the money to go to a track and do a track day.
That's my thing. It's like you don't have to fuck that up.
150. Like
you could do 180. You could do 210.
Yeah. I mean, whatever your car can do, you can do.
Go ahead, do it. Like
that's an airstrip.
He has money to give him access. He has money to give him access to stuff that we don't have. And the thing is, like, he can scratch that itch.
No, we can.
Well, I'm just saying, if he wanted to say be on a roadway and drive what he wants to do, what could he do? Do you think he can afford? Do you think he could afford a ticket to Germany to drive on the Autobahn?
Yeah.
I can't do that willy nilly.
I mean, we can all go to an airstrip this weekend and have at it too.
So that's where I'm saying, like, I have a problem with that. But Hollywood Brown, like, I'm not throwing him under the bus without knowing exactly what the details are.
I know,
the
but at the end of the day, like, it's inherently
approaching
stupid.
So here's my thing. It's the 126 approaching the school zone mark, because here's my thing. And my dad is a speed demon. He has a bunch of fucking tickets, speeds all the time, you know, got a nice car, whatever bullshit. But you have to know your terrain, right?
Yeah,
like you have to know where you're going. So like if you're in a certain, you have to know where the cops aren't going to be. You got to know the straightaways and stuff like that. I don't know if he was even fucking driving on a straightaway. He was just says highway.
The Loop 101 is a 5-mile square around Phoenix. And so it's nothing but exits and entrances to get to different places in Phoenix.
Yeah,
it's not like going down like Route 66 where it's just, you know, straight for hundreds of miles. It's a 5-mile, it's called the 101 Loop.
But if you're on what day was it? Let me ask you this, Ryan, though. But if you're on 66 in the HOV with a single solid, and there should be no one that gets in front of you.
Right.
Because it's a solid white line. So you have a clear shot. Because he's on the HOV, which is what it says he's on, right? So I don't know what the breakdown is.
Is this like when we're getting on 50 over here?
Yeah, and you have
let me ask you this question.
But here's the only difference. The only difference on 50 is that a solid white. Mm-hmm. You are not allowed to get on the HOV unless you've entered.
Yeah.
Also, if
what day was this?
It's too fucking hot in Phoenix.
So during the work
Tuesday 7:00, which means the HOV is open to people doing it.
Right.
You can travel on the HOV.
So this is during the work week, 1. Mm-hmm. 2.
All right. We're done with this conversation.
Yeah, we can.
Conversation.
It's fucking stupid. You shouldn't have did.
I've ever said.
All right. So
thank goodness nobody was hurt.
Right. So let's go with final thoughts. I will start off.
Was that it?
Yeah.
We've been at this almost an hour.
All right.
Yeah. I was recently announced Discovery is absorbing HBO Max Plus. Listen, I just want to say this one thing. HBO Max is literally, to me, just my opinion and the opinion of a lot of other people as well, but I just want to say, to me, literally the best streaming service out.
That's an objective opinion.
It is.
I said for him.
And it's objective. That's the truth.
And I don't think it can be topped. I think that HBO Max has so much quality of content, and even the HBO Max shows, there's some like hidden gems in there, like the Sex Lives of College Girls. I think that's a really good one. The Industry is a really good show as well. But Discovery is trying to minimize the losses from streaming services because apparently streaming services lose a lot of money. And that includes all Netflix, Paramount Plus, Hulu doesn't matter. Like they're losing a lot of money. And like they want to focus. I don't even know if that's true. That's getting back into the rumors, but that just upset me. I'm literally before this podcast, 20 minutes before I got to this podcast, I was watching Sweet Life on HBO Max, which is a reality-based show from Issa Rae's production company. So just Black people, like probably like late 20s, early 30s, living their lives in LA, just doing shit. And it's one of my casual viewing shows. And it's a great show, and I hate to see a show like that canceled. I know they canceled Batgirl. That show should have never been fucking made in the first. That video movie should never been fucking made in the first place.
You mean that CW show movie?
Fuck that CW fucking show movie. You're absolutely right. Listen. It's not about women or anything like that. I want to be clear. Batgirl is not an interesting character. She never has been. There are a bunch of DC characters that are women that are very interesting. Batgirl is lame as fuck. The most interesting thing that ever happened to her was that the Joker paralyzed her, and then she became kind of cool, and that Dick Grayson used to fuck her. Like, but that's literally it. Like, she's not an interesting character. She's lame as shit. Same as Supergirl, who they were trying to make the new Superman, and the fucking listen, WB, you need to fucking figure it out. I don't know what you fucking doing, but you don't need to let Disney buy the DC characters or anything like that. But give them away, give them to somebody because you fucking up. I don't want to see Batman the Brave and the Bold cracking fucking jokes and shit like that. But WB, Warner Brothers, listen, I don't know what y'all doing, but y'all need to figure out what y'all doing. I know y'all announced Joker 2. I don't give a fuck about that. It's gonna be good. Don't get me twisted. But like, it's like, like figure it out. Like, get a role, man. All you got to do, you don't have to be like Marvel and create cinematic universes and shit like that. All you got to do is keep your standalone shit. Matt Reeves has some great shit going on with the Batman. Like Todd Phillips has some great shit going on with Joker. Let independent great filmmakers make great films with your characters. That's it. Like James Gunn did a great job with the Suicide Squad. Like Black Adam looks good. Like Aquaman, the first Aquaman was good. Aquaman 2 hopefully will be good. And so like, bro, just let independent filmmakers make. You don't have to have a cinematic universe. You can make whatever the fuck you want to make. And so that's all I got.
I'll go next because it's the same final thought. I literally was going to talk about the exact same thing. It was a shrewd business decision. There was no personal emotion that anyone trying to make the thing like the Batgirl thing was something personal. They're laying off 70% of people that worked for HBO Max as far as creative. This is literally them just trying to recoup losses on stuff. I disagree with it from a creative standpoint. I disagree with it from a standpoint of what we thought this new revolution was going to be as far as cutting the cord. It seems like they're just creating a fucking cable company. It literally just like it's starting to blur those lines to what the fuck is the difference between cable and these streaming services, especially when I'm seeing how much money's coming out of my fucking account every month.
Dude, it's insane.
Oh yeah.
Now
ESPN Plus just raised the prices.
It's fucking ridiculous that we're paying separately for all these channels and now we're forced to watch shit we don't want to watch anyway. So I don't get it. Plus the demographic, like I'm interested to see what it ends up looking like, but I got the first time I heard everybody heard about the merger. The first time I knew it was going to be a problem was a week and a half, 2 weeks ago. I was trying to watch Charm City Kings on HBO Max. It was just, my girlfriend finally agreed to watch it. So I'm like, all right, fuck it, let's go to do this. And it wasn't there. And I went online and started looking, and I reached out, and they got back to me and they said, oh, well, with Discovery Plus, we're reorganizing our content. And the moment I heard that, I was like, oh fuck. If Warner Brothers wants to be smart about it, what they will do is outside of Joker 2, cancel every remaining product, everything that they have going.
Batman 2, hold on.
Cancel everything.
Okay, he wrong.
Maybe Batman 2, but I probably cancel everything. And what they need to do is back up the Brinks truck. Kevin Feige, I think, might want out after Phase 6. And he already almost went to Warner Brothers before. Don't fuck it up this time.
Okay. All right. Let me go right quick. I have 3. First one, Barca's back. Thank God. Been waiting to say that for a long time. Secondly, and most importantly, this will probably end up being a 15 and out because this person needs a lot more time than what I'm about to give them. And I'm sorry, but rest in peace to Bill Russell. We didn't talk about that today. And yeah, there's a lot that man did that ESPN and all the other shows didn't discuss because they're scared.
He stopped fucking with ESPN at one point for a reason. Go ahead, get your shit up.
No, I'm waiting for a longer format pod because he.
Yeah, I agree with him. We should have highlighted it more.
Yeah, he deserves his own pod for a multitude of reasons. So, just wanted to put that out there. That's all I got.
You said you had 3.
I know. I forgot the other one. It's cool.
Go, Ryan.
As long as I said the second one, I don't care.
That Buzz Lightyear movie from Disney was cheeks. Fucking terrible.
Let's go.
Fucking hated it. I'm so angry. I watched it once and then I had to watch it again. I was like, this is booty. This is fucking terrible. Why'd you put this in my face? And they were like, this is the movie he watched to love Buzz Lightyear. This is why he wanted the toy. Fuck, he did. That shit was garbage.
I know the third. I know the third one. The Cardinals are fucking stupid. So just want to put that out there.
You sounded real Baltimore when you said it. It was so Cardinals are fucking stupid.
Did y'all see Free Guy?
Yeah,
I did.
What y'all think about Free Guy?
I need to watch
Taika shouldn't have been in it.
Taika was bad.
I love
Taika was bad. He was bad in it. Taika was bad in that fucking movie.
I don't care what the reviews say. The Gray Man is a lot of fun to watch.
It looked like fun, but I'm kind of scared because it's the Russos, and I heard they just like to shoot stuff from drones right now. That's half the movie. Yeah, it freaks me out.
A whole lot of drone shots.
All right,
guys. All right. I love you all. Go fuck yourselves. Goodbye.